Is your stream working?
Yep.
Like to see the game?
Oh, no. I don't know.
Yeah, my NBC Sports just isn't. Nothing shows up. Uh, oh, I can't watch the game. It's just not there. Yeah, just nothing there. All right, now it's showing up over here. Okay. All right, we're good. All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are. I think the entire world, including ourselves, had no idea what was going on with the broadcast, but here we are. Liverpool and Aston Villa are going to be going head-to-head here in the Premier League. This is the fourth match of the restart here, or not the restart of the season. To say, actually, apologies on that misspeak right there, but. Here we are in the start here. This is going to be a rather interesting would be a particular set of words. This is going to be a rather very difficult fixture for us since we are without some of our key players due to the coronavirus, believe it or not. So we are. I will get to the team sheets and the lineups here in just a moment. Now that my screen messed up. Second, and then we'll be ready to rumble here in a second. And we'll get the team sheets presented here in just a moment. And here we are. So ready to go here. And it's been kind of a hot start here with Aston Villa pressing up pretty far up the pitch here. And then we're going to hear Jota is going to be able to regain possession of the ball here and get it over to Robertson. Big changes for us here. No Sadio Mane due to COVID, and also no Allison because of a shoulder strain. Where's your crown for luck? I'm not wearing the crown. You told me to wear it last time and we lost. So not happening again until we win the title. The luck is gone for the crown here. So I think here's actually going to be a Trezeguet. He's going to be able to get on the edge of the Liverpool area. Back post. Arnold does a very good job defending there. Makes no contact, so we'll go out for a corner kick here. So pretty big, strong lineup here for Aston Villa. They've also had new additions here. Ross Barkley, 25 million bought from Chelsea. That was a nice cross set in there, but not able to find the mark of anybody's head. Matt Targett, Tyrone Mings, and Goyo Cash are going to be the back four for Aston Villa. The midfield will be comprised of the new signing, as I said, Ross Barkley, Douglas Luiz, and John McGinn as well. John McGinn is a highly rated individual, and also, in my opinion, one of the better midfielders for this Aston Villa squad. You'll have Jack Grealish on the wing, Ollie Watkins, and Trezeguet as well. This is a very hotly contested team. This is a team that tries 120%, will go to the final whistle. And Dean Smith, their coach, highly regarded, and I as well have some respect for him. For us, our back four remains unchanged with Andrew Robertson, Van Dijk, Gomez, and Arnold in the back. And then our midfield does have a slight change with Fabinho, Naby, and Genie. Adrian ends up in goal for us today, and then he gives it away to Aston Villa, and Aston Villa score. So as I was about to get to Adrian, say how I guess I would say mistake prone he is. He gives the ball away in the 4th minute here and absolutely just passes it into the net, and it's 1-0 Aston Villa. Easy ball that comes back to Adrian. He plays a terrible pass to Gomez. Aston Villa just passes it right into the net. Yeah, it's a terrible pass, and he just has to clear it. It's an Adrian mistake once again. This issue not having Allison in the game right here. I mean, Grealish with a nice find there, but it's just a simple tap in for Aston Villa when you have nobody back there at all. 100% Adrian's mistake once again. There are still, I find that there is no reason for us to actually have to like play out from the back there in those positions, especially when you know they're going to have to come on and actually press us like that. I mean, there's no reason to put yourself in that situation, especially when, as Adrian, I mean, he should know that he's not very good at this, so he should probably just cut out the funny business, as he always cut out the funny business when he's in these positions. So Liverpool down 1-0 to start the match, 5 minutes in. Ross Barkley here guarded by Joe Gomez. Actually going to continue and call the advantage, so they're going to continue play here. No free kick anywhere. Grealish tried to chip pass, wasn't able to find it. So for a weakened Liverpool side and team here, this is not the start that we wanted one bit, I would have to say. This is possibly the worst start we could ever have. Yeah, 100% we need Allison. I'd rather have Allison with a dislocated shoulder than Adrian in goal fully fit, to be 100% honest with you. It's no disrespect to Adrian. It's actually just more respect to how good Allison is. I mean, Allison literally is hands down the best goalkeeper along with All Black Neuer in the world, in my opinion. And maybe Leno when we played him, during the week. Ederson also had a very good game for Man City this week against Leeds, as well as the Leeds goalkeeper. The Leeds goalkeeper played fantastic. He's been playing really well this season. We're going to maintain possession up the pitch here. Jota and Robertson are going to have to be able to be making the link-up play here. Liverpool has not won yet. Still 6 minutes in the match. But yes, I'm a very big Liverpool fan. So if you're a Liverpool fan, this is the right place to be. And Sargent found you as well as a big Liverpool fan too. So Arnold here with the cross in. Nobody made the run. It's going to go out for a goal kick. Emilio Martinez. I actually had spoken about him in the past before because we actually had played against Arsenal when he was actually there in place for Leto and actually played really well. Yeah, I think at this point we are 4th, but other teams have already, played in front of us and played for us as well. So I think it's not like necessarily the greatest. Yeah, Everton are number 1. That's what I thought. I knew that we were in. And then Villa's going to have another chance here and almost score once again, peeling apart the defense for Liverpool, being absolutely Grealish cuts in here, finds and then just plays a pass in between Van Dijk. But the problem is the runners from the midfield aren't picking anybody up. So that's the issue there. I mean, Ross Barkley comes in from the midfield and he's wide open. And he should have really put that away. It should be away. It should be 2-0 to Villa from the get-go here. Fabinho to Keita. Firmino trying to hold the ball up a little bit. Working on it. He does. He gets the ball to Van Dijk. Van Dijk to Robertson. Liverpool still haven't gotten actually a foothold in the match so far. They've just been kind of, holding on for dear life as of right now, considering with our mistake. But besides that, we've been really put under pressure by Aston Villa here at Villa Park. And here we're in our black alternate kit with some red accents. It's quite interesting. I would say it's kind of nice. It's a nice kit. Genie. Liverpool's here still trying to figure out what to do here from the back. Slowly poking it forward, and then Van Dijk's going to send a long ball in. Mings is going to be able to take care of that. Salah was on the chase, and then Mings is going to actually bring it all the way to the halfway line, play a really nice pass. He's going to continue his run. Trezeguet's still going on the mark. He plays an early ball. It's blocked out by Van Dijk. Then Genie gets it away to Robertson quickly. Now Robertson to Firmino. Maybe there's a break here if we can get the ball down to Jota. Firmino's ball is intercepted and the turnover, and Aston Villa retain the possession. Genie to Robertson. Robertson to Jota. Jota is able to turn, able to look. There's not much movement in front of him. To Van Dijk. He's going to find Arnold. Then Arnold finds Fabinho in a pocket of space. Naby's in here. Naby has space. He's in the box. He's able to shoot. It's blocked. Then it falls back to Genie, and then Genie plays a really nice ball to Robertson. It's maybe going to find Salah Firmino at the back post, but it doesn't. It goes out for a corner kick. Liverpool looking better there. Yes, my foot is tapping. Liverpool looking there. That was a really good pass there from Keita, or really nice run there, and fine from Fabinho to Keita there. He played it in behind the left back. The left back was more worried about Salah out on the wing. Here we're going to have Arnold here with the corner. Corner, it's in. It's going to be headed away from Mings. Then it's going to go to Gomez. Back to Arnold. Arnold's going to hit one in with his left boot, and then it's headed away by Villa. There were actually more Liverpool shirts in the box in Villa, but it fell to the Villa player there. Trezeguet's going to be able to get it on the wing here. He's going to be able to have a run here at Andy Robertson. The double comes over from Genie and Robertson. Trezeguet with the ball in. He's going to find Grealish, edge of the box. Keita. McGinn plays the ball in. Then it's going to go to Fabinho. Fabinho trying to play it out. Mings hits a long looping ball in, and it's going to go out of play in the Liverpool half. Arnold with the throw in. Yeah, but you say we can get banned from mods, but my brother's literally watching the stream and is also on YouTube, and he's monitoring, reading both chats, so we're good. Don't worry about it. I would say, but thank you for your offer. And then Van Dijk here is going to find Fabinho. Gomez plays a diagonal over here to Robertson. Firmino almost plays a ball in for Genie. It's going to be cleared away. It's going to fall to the feet of Adrian, and then Adrian will play a ball there to Gomez. Every time, really nervous every single time he touches the ball there. Fabinho pushes forward a little bit. Salah plays a diagonal looking for Firmino, but it's not going to make it. It's not going to reach him, unfortunately. Nice idea, nice run for Bobby and Salah. Nice little play there between both of them, but still almost there, just kind of a few inches away so far. Gomez heads it clear to Van Dijk. Van Dijk calmly dinks the pass over Trezeguet, finding Robertson. Jota on his left. Jota and Robertson marauding down the wing here. Jota now finds Firmino. Firmino should look for Keita. He does. Keita to Robertson. Jota to back to Robertson. Robertson cross. Cleared away by Mings. YouTube is working. YouTube TV works. Jota here. Nice interchange between Keita, Jota, and Robertson here. Jota plays Robertson in behind here to play that cross. Beautiful ball there, and then it just gets cleared away by Mings. Keita not able to get there to hit it away, but the clearance, and now we have Robertson here with the cross. The cross in doesn't beat the first man. Poor cross from Robertson. Keita now finds Robertson once again to put another ball in. Plays another ball into the box, going to the back post, finds nobody, and it falls to Alexander-Arnold. Now to Salah. Gomez plays a nice diagonal ball over to Robertson, finds himself with a bit of space, plays it back to Jota. Jota plays the ball at Firmino, doesn't decide to make the run in behind, holds it up. Fabinho then finds Arnold with a little bit of space. He plays across, and it's going to be blocked out by Target. Fabinho passes it to Keita. Liverpool here, a little more possession, a little more feeling here. A nice ball in behind here to Firmino. Firmino's going to try to score, and he can't. He should have side-footed that, and he would have been able to score instead of trying to toe perk it, put it between the keeper's legs. Poor finishing there from Firmino, but great movement and great idea. More will have to come. Keita plays a pretty weird ball that I think came off of his foot wrongly for Salah. Yes, Firmino's got to be able to. I mean, he's in there really close, but that's totally a penalty. That was a penalty, 100%. He actually just removes. He absolutely just removes Salah there, and VAR, of course, doesn't look at it, and no penalty. But totally missed call there from the referees and everything. That was very poor on their part. I didn't even notice it just watching the normal play, but if you have replay and VAR, that's something that definitely should be picked up upon. Gomez to Van Dijk. Liverpool here just trying to calm the game down a little bit more and then get their own possession so they can get into their attack. Gomez plays the diagonal over to Robertson. It's going to be cut out here by Cash, but it will go out of play. And here we're going to see the penalty once again, the penalty claim. So Salah's coming in for it. Salah's there. Yeah. It's a penalty. It's a clear as day penalty. He doesn't play the ball or anything like that, but that's okay. One down still, or 1-0 here to Aston Villa. Gini with his back to facing our net this time, trying to play the ball out. Adrian's going to play a longer ball this time. Probably the safer option, I would have to say. Aston Villa are able to regain control of the ball after that long clearance from Adrian. Fabinho to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Then he will find Salah. Back to Arnold. To Van Dijk. To Gomez. Gomez continues his run forward. He pushes the ball further up the pitch, moving Liverpool forward. Robertson receives the pass there from Gini, and then Robertson plays the pass back to Gini. Liverpool have slowly moved up the pitch. Excuse me, sorry. Firmino's not able to get the control on that ball. Jota here on the press here to Aston Villa. And that ball is going to be left over to Firmino. Firmino's going to have an opportunity here. No. Keita takes a shot, blocked away, back to Keita, then back to Firmino. Nothing works. Doesn't go in once again. It was a bad turnover there from the Aston Villa goalkeeper, Martinez. Douglas Luiz plays a nice ball that's going to end up finding Watkins here, but he's going to be deemed offside. Yeah, no, it's a great song. We always sing it. We sing it at the pub when we're there and everything like that, and especially when Anfield's rocking, it's great. It's definitely one of the famous ones, I would have to say. I think that on that turnover, it's actually just mishit from Salah, and it actually never ends up going to Jota. Firmino's just kind of in no man's land there, but Martinez is actually saved from his goalkeeper mistake when Adrian was unable to be saved, unfortunately. And I don't think the ball did run out of play there. Robertson not able to keep it in bounds. Yeah, Anfield does belt it. It's beautiful. Unfortunately, we're not playing at Anfield, so they can't play any of the any sort of I guess fake noise that would be coming from the game is all from Aston Villa, so we wouldn't necessarily have to hear any of it, or we wouldn't be able to hear any of it. Douglas Luiz all over Jota, but the advantage should have been played there. And I mean, if the advantage was played multiple other times, so unless we actually really didn't want the advantage to be played, but really think it could have been played there and we would have been off a little bit. Jota here should turn and find Robertson. He does. Nice pass, and then finds Firmino once again. Firmino's going to go into the box. He should be able to take a shot, comes back on his left foot. He takes a shot, and it's blocked at his near post. Emilio Martinez does a fantastic job. Bobby still can't find a goal. Nice interchange and play between Bobby. Bobby ended up finding the space, able to run into it. The short corner is taken. It's going to find Fabinho. Fabinho is going to kick it back to Robertson. Robertson's going to get in a cross here, but it's going to be cleared away. And it's going to be blocked away by Cash for another corner. Nice play here from Firmino to bolt into the box and then cut back on Cash, but then plays the ball right at Emilio. At that point, the angle is almost too tight to even score from. You have to go far post on the other side, or you just have to rifle into the top corner. Robertson corner does not find anybody. Gomez does find Robertson, plays it to Jota. Jota's going to run at the defense a little bit, plays it back to Robertson. Robertson gets away from his defender. Keita plays the crossfield ball to Arnold. Arnold plays an early ball in. It's going to be cleared away. And then Aston Villa possibly here are going to be able to counterattack if they move quickly enough. Watkins holds up the ball well for Villa. Gets it to Grealish. Grealish plays another beautiful ball in for Watkins here, and Villa are in behind. They're in the box. Watkins is going to turn, and he's going to finish with his right foot over Adrian in the top right corner. It is going to be 2-0 to Aston Villa. Is Alisson injured? Yeah, Alisson is injured with a shoulder sprain. And that whole play there was poor defense once again from Liverpool. The first one we gave it away, but this one, once again, really poor defense. I mean, he plays the ball back to Grealish, and then Arnold just doesn't even run with it when, I mean, everybody and his mother knew that he was going to continue making the run. So does Joe Gomez. He doesn't make the run as well. And then his individual defense is quite poor. All it takes is one little crossover there, and he's down on his feet. Joe Gomez. So there's no reason he really should be getting the shot across just like that on him. Is poor tracking, poor marking from Arnold as well up further the pitch. And then Gomez just couldn't really do anything himself. So Villa will take the 2-0 lead at Villa Park. Watkins with his brace so far in the match. This is actually his second or his yeah, this is 2 goals today. So it's his first. He's opened his account this season against Liverpool here. Liverpool are going to need to be able to break this down and get the lead back. It will be um, yeah, we need to get this lead going here. It's still going to be more difficult. I mean, we are missing our best, in my opinion, our best attacker and our best player in Sadio Mane, and our best creator in Sadio Mane. Just the visibility on the pitch, and especially him without Thiago as well. This will be difficult to be able to climb back and be able to get into the match here. It's going to be rather difficult. Aston Villa is an extremely experienced side here. We have created opportunities, but just have not been clinical enough yet. Robertson here is going to play an early ball, and it's going to be cleared away. It's going to find Jota. Jota's going to take a rip, and it's going to go straight at Martinez. Mane has COVID. Robertson plays that early ball. I almost think he could have played just like a cross ball in there for Firmino to be able to get him out in front. But unfortunately, it's going to be a goal kick. Robertson plays the ball here for Jota, and the Jota easily discards the Aston Villa defender. Wasn't able to catch who it is, but Jota turns up here. He's going to be able to get the ball to Firmino here on the left wing. Firmino decides not to pass, and then eventually passes it back to Jota, but Doug Luiz cuts that ball out. Ball here for Salah. Salah plays in a cross, going to find Jota. It's going to fall to the bottom, and then between him and Genie, nobody knew who to took the shot, and they all just sort of looked at the ball, and they didn't know what to do. And then for some reason, I've lost my score and my title. I have no idea why, but I have. How much will it take for his injury? They still haven't necessarily given an exact number on his injury or anything like that. They just said he was out for a shoulder strain. That was it. And apologies, real quick. I don't know how this just magically disappeared, but I will need to. Sorry, I don't know where this ended up going, so I have to bring it back. It just disappeared on us. So now you can see the score again. Fabinho to Keita. Keita to Salah as Liverpool tries to flood forward in this situation. Ball is going to come out to Jota here. Jota cuts inside, possibly going to take a shot. He does. He chips him, and Emilio Martinez was almost in trouble there. If he actually didn't get a hand to it, he totally was going to score that one. It's almost like a Daniel Sturridge-esque finish off of that one. That was a beautiful idea from Jota. Jota still being kind of like the bright start here for the team. Something or nobody else has really been on it so far. So good from him, good from the new signing, but we need goals and we need them soon. Corner. Keita plays it to Arnold. Poor ball that went to Arnold. And I have lost my transmission here. So I can't really call it right now because I can't see anything. Okay. Nothing ended up happening in that short little amount of time. Here to Fabinho. Fabinho will find Gini. Gini's going to have space here on the left. Robertson, he plays a really nice ball in behind Robertson. Robertson should be able to get a cross in, but is not able to. Good block there from Cash once again. It will be a corner once again for Liverpool here. Robertson is going to take this corner. Robertson takes the corner, doesn't beat the first man once again. Poor cross. Back out to Robertson again. Robertson plays the ball back into Keita, then to Arnold. Arnold dances around a few players, and Arnold chips the ball in over to Robertson. Robertson's able to keep it in bounds. He gets to Jota. Jota then plays the ball in for Arnold. He takes a shot, but it's blocked by Douglas Luiz. Then it's Keita. Then it's back out to Robertson. Then to Jota. Jota's going to dance around. He plays the ball back in the middle for Fabinho. Fabinho plays the ball in behind for Salah, but it's easily cut out. Joe Gomez is fighting with Watkins here, and he does get the best of Watkins in this scenario. Keita gets a ball here to Fabinho. Fabinho plays the ball quickly back to Keita, and Liverpool will be happy to be able to start their attack once again here. Fabinho to Jota, and Jota back to Fabinho. Van Dijk. I think one of the main things Liverpool needs to be able to do here is be able to get the balls into the box and not actually have the ball necessarily be not only trying to go through the middle. We need to continuously try to keep going through the flanks and on the outside. I think that's really the only way that we're going to be able to get back into this game right now. Villa are hunkered down defensively. Grealish is going to have a run in. Grealish gets it to Barkley. Barkley's going to shoot. Barkley doesn't score. It remains 2-0 for Aston Villa, so the game is not over just yet. The score bar is there for me. Now it is, but it's 2-0 and it's in the 31st minute right now. And then there's going to be a foul there called. Actually, there's been a lot of flow to the match here. There really hasn't been that many fouls back and forth. Granted, there have been some fouls that probably should have been called, but haven't been called. Arnold plays the free kick back to Gomez to be able to restart the play here. And Liverpool will attempt to have the possession. Robertson's not able to play that ball in behind for Jota, where it would have been able to get him in, but now he is. Now Gini plays that pass. Now he's got the overlap. Jota plays a nice ball in for Keita. Keita's not able to score. Salah scores with the left foot. 2-1 Liverpool. So we're back in it. Here we go. Great build, great play from the left wing here. Robertson, Gini. Robertson's able to win the ball off here, and then Gini's able to get Jota in, and then Jota cuts inside. The defender actually went with Robertson, but then Keita tries to take a shot. It gets blocked, then falls to Salah's left foot, and Salah rifles into the top corner there. Yeah, Salah caught that beautifully on the laces. Emilio was going the wrong way. He didn't really have much of a chance, just needed to hit the net there. So Liverpool are back in this at 2-1. Right when Aston Villa were about to make the match 3-0 with through Ross Barkley, a few moments later, Liverpool scores and makes it 2-1. It is crazy how quickly things can change in football. Salah ends up with the ball in our third, kind of an odd position for him. Van Dijk to Fabinho. Keita. Keita to Gomez. Gomez needs to stop playing around with the ball and just get rid of it. Fabinho plays a poor ball and then it's cut off there. To Cash. It's so funny. Every time it's Cash gets a ball, I just keep thinking it's Johnny Cash. Plays a beautiful ball in behind here for Ross Barkley. He's going to be one-on-one with the keeper. Adrian saves, but I think the flag could have been offside. I don't know if this was one of the more I wasn't sure if this was one of the moments to where like they just didn't raise the flag. No, I think they're all on side actually. I think the offside trap here was beaten by Aston Villa and they did a really good job. You can't hear me nor the match. Everything's on and I'm hearing myself. So everything seems to be working. Yes, we are going to be starting Thursday Night Football here. Ross Barkley with the cross in. It's going to be headed away by Gomez. The deflection from McGinn. It's in. Goal for Aston Villa. And it's just pure luck. He rifled it in, hit a deflection, and then he got the ball in. I don't really understand what else we could really do there. Just kind of a lucky it's just a lucky shot and a lucky deflection. If you don't take the chance, then you don't make it. Yeah, let's see here. I mean, he just takes a rip at it. It hits Van Dijk in the foot and goes in the net. Yeah, I mean that ball there just hits Van Dijk literally at his toes, and it gets deflected in the net. Nothing really can do there. Just pure luck for Aston Villa. Hopefully, we'll be able to get some luck with one of our goals to even that one out. Solid to Fabinho. Fabinho plays Keita in behind. Linders and Klopp in conversation, trying to figure out what they necessarily need to do. I don't think much necessarily needs to change. I think it was just kind of pure luck. I also do think so. If you're looking at this play here, and they do the lines of it, he was actually offside. So this is one of the main reasons. This is one of the main reasons of why I don't agree with the new offside rule, is because he was offside, but they let him play it and continued the play. Since it just went out of bounds, they just played the advantage and were like, well, he was offside, so just let them take the corner. As a result of the corner, they scored the goal. So if this was in in a different era, I guess 2 years ago, they would have flagged the play for being offside like it should have been instead of continuing to play. Jota's going to find himself at the top of the box, but he's not able to finish the shot there. He was 6 yards out, but it was stuck under his foot. He would definitely want that one back. Robertson cuts inside in the box. He's going to find Genie. Genie plays a really nice ball in there, but it's going to be blocked away. Grealish ends up with the ball, and he's going to hold the ball up for Aston Villa. Genie's pass to Robertson is cut out there. Ross Barkley is going to go on the charge here, and he's going to go on the break as well. And then Van Dijk is going to pick up the yellow card. He baited Van Dijk into that tackle there. And I don't even think there really was much of a need for that tackle, just because the ball was away. Like he knows he taps it purposely really far away just to get to the ball first to bait Van Dijk into the tackle. He never actually was going to get to the ball first or win it. But I would say it's a good tactical foul because, I mean, if they do score, the game's over after that. I wouldn't say we could be able to score 3 goals against this Villa side that quickly. So if they were to have scored, they would have I would have said the game is somewhat already finished. The high line doesn't seem to really do anything, and then Villa score, and as I say that, the match in my books is over. Watkins scores and gets his hat trick all before the first half. The high line caught out Liverpool once again. Oh, he's offside. It doesn't count. It shouldn't stand. If it stands, I'm turning the stream off, but it shouldn't stand. I think he's offside. Or not. They didn't check it again. They didn't show the replay again of it, but I thought initially he was offside because it did show there was a player at the top of the screen that was offside, but the decision is officially a goal. So there it is, 4-1. Gomez will play a ball over here to Salah. Or no, to Arnold, and then find Salah. Salah is getting held up by Grealish. Arnold considers about playing it, now plays across in. Emilio catches. Oh, hey, Getting Will. Nice to see you again. Thanks for coming back. Appreciate it. Gomez here. I think Keita's going to be picking up the ball off of the Villa player. It's going to go to Van Dijk. Adrian to Gomez. Gomez to Salah. No, and then Aston Villa will pick up the ball once again. You don't sound excited anymore. I mean, are you as a Liverpool fan excited? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we got the Spurs spanking and life stuff. Yeah, it was a really good match earlier today. It was actually extremely exciting to watch. I enjoyed it a lot. The Man U Tottenham game, it was crazy. The whole those red cards and the crazy decisions that were going on in that match as well. So it was quite interesting. Firmino's going to play a ball into Jota here, but it's not going to end up finding Jota, and then the ball in behind here, which is going to be deemed offsides, but Trezeguet was onside, so Arnold still had to get there. Arnold will play the ball back to Adrian. Yeah, I mean, Liverpool is definitely better than this, but it's the same. I mean, one of the goals was complete luck. It was just deflected into the net. The other one was Adrian mistake, passing the ball to the Aston Villa keeper. So if we have Alisson in, if we have Alisson in, this scoreline doesn't exist. So it's pretty much the solutions to solve. We can't have Adrian ever playing for us again. I mean, he's cost us at the Atletico Madrid Champions League, so we were kicked out of the Champions League because of him, and then he's cost us this match as well. I mean, how many matches can you cost a club until you can't play anymore? So the fight for the ball in the midfield here to Grealish, and then Grealish is going to find Fabinho, and then get it over to Robertson. Robertson's going to try to play Jota in here. It's actually a pretty nice ball. Jota's going to have a run at Cash. Jota continues his run, plays a very poor ball out of bounds, and it will go in for a corner kick there. I would say we would win this 5-4, but we also don't have everybody. Our team was hit with COVID, so Thiago's out with COVID, Mane's out with COVID. I mean, our best player, like, this is a match where you need your best players. playing against. Aston Villa is a really good squad. You can say whatever about them in the table, but they're a team that's going to go 110, 120% the entire time. So, I mean, that's kind of the notion of the whole thing. I mean, with Sadio and I mean Allison, this game is completely different. But what you got to do, what you got to do, and that's where the squad needs to be able to step up, and it hasn't been able to step up. Yeah, the high line there was pretty suspect of it. I was pretty sure that I actually still thought it was offside. They only showed the replay once, so I never really got a good look at seeing if he was actually offside. There was also a penalty shout, and then Gomez loses the ball once again. So Aston Villa here are on the counter attack. Trezeguet takes a shot. Why not? Adrian is able to connect. Yes, Van Dijk does have a yellow for a foul on Ross Barkley on a breakaway. Keita gets the ball over to Robertson, and then Robertson's going to find Jota. Jota's enjoying a decent amount of space on the Sadio side, or on Sadio's typical spot. Can't say that he's actually done pretty well in Sadio's place, but Sadio just adds a whole different dynamic. Ball is cleared out there by Aston Villa. Genie gets the ball. Genie will pass to Keita. Keita plays the ball there for Robertson. Robertson to Salah. To Fabinho. To Robertson once again. To Salah. To Jota. The ball gets cut out, but it ends up finding Genie's feet. Fabinho. And then we'll have to most likely restart this on the other side to Arnold. Arnold plays a quick ball in, and it's going to go out for a Liverpool throw-in in the Aston Villa half. Arnold to Keita to Jota. Jota pops up on this side. Jota plays a nice ball in there for Salah. It's going to get hit away. Salah finds Arnold. Robertson. Saved by Emilio Martinez. It was a pretty good hit there by Robertson to be able to try to get that into the net there. But it was straight at Martinez. Anywhere else, maybe it was a different story. But it was a good effort. Robertson here is, Emilio's going to clear the ball out long. Van Dijk will go up. He will win the header. The ball falls to Trezeguet, who ends up finding Cash. Cash plays a ball in behind here, and then Adrian will collect. Trezeguet complaining about a possible foul. Robertson will be on the run here down the left wing. Down to Jota. Jota is also on this left wing here working. Now he's going to find Genie. Then Jota all the way down to Fabinho. Then back to Jota. Jota with the poor touch, but then it goes to Genie, and then it goes back to Jota. Jota cuts in, back inside, then finds Robertson. That was too much passing, and we need more direct play, I would have to say. Trying to walk the ball into the net a little bit. Jota plays, and then he's going to have the overlap here from Genie, but I think he's going to play it too much out of play, and Genie tries to save the ball in, but Cash is able to clear. Van Dijk, I think, will have to go in for the throw-in. Yeah, this is a very tough match. This is not this is not that exciting. This is not how I wanted to start my Sunday. Or I guess continue my Sunday, not necessarily start. Firmino's going to pick up the ball. He's going to possibly play. I have no idea what he just tried to play. And Jota's going to be fouled pretty egregiously there by Mings. Mings clears the ball and then hits him up there pretty hard. Oh, it actually isn't a foul against. Wait. Oh, it's not a foul at all. It's actually just Mings. It just accidentally, I guess, catches him. So Villa will be able to clear here, and then it will go into And then I think this will go into the halftime, and we'll go to the team talk here. We will go into the halftime break here. Liverpool down 4-1 to Aston Villa. Not a scoreline anybody necessarily was thinking that could have happened, but one that is happening, and there is no other way to go about it, I would have to say. Yeah, and Gwenville is right. I said at a certain point there, it should be. There was actually a point right before we actually scored that first goal. When we actually scored that first goal there, they had the chance to make it 3-0 and actually just killed the game. And I said that, and then Salah ended up scoring that goal. So I mean, they've actually scuffed a decent amount of chances. I always speak to my father about this, but our defense is still awful. Like I know it has Van Dijk and has other players, but the way how we play, the way how we're set up, like you can't have a weak link in it. And Gomez just sometimes isn't necessarily where it needs to be going. So yeah, I agree, and that's actually a really good comment there, Genwill and Kevin. Yeah, um, don't lie when you were laughing at. Yeah, I mean, 100%. I was laughing at me and you. It was actually very funny. I had a conversation with a friend of mine. It's crazy how we get 2 dislikes on this thing on YouTube. It makes no sense. I was speaking to a friend of mine who's actually LJ Smith. He's in chat on the Twitch side of things, and he's a Spurs fan. And we were going to do the Spurs game together and also do the Liverpool one. But I was just talking to him. I'm like, honestly, whatever happens with Liverpool today, like it's fine. Like watching Man U get absolutely thrashed that hard is kind of okay with me. I can't really, like I can't really. It's hard to not smile when you watch that, and I'm gonna watch the highlights over and over again because it is quite awesome. But then again, if there is a time to drop points, it is kind of now. There's a lot of teams have been dropping points. Like if we're going to look at the Premier League table, which I guess we will since we have time. I mean, if you're just looking at the Premier League table as is right now, Everton has 4 wins from 4. Carlo has them playing pretty well. I wouldn't necessarily expect that to hold in a very long time. But I mean, Arsenal's the only other team with 9 points. Tottenham's already dropped points. Chelsea's dropped points. Man City's 14th. They've dropped. They've actually dropped. Wow, they've actually dropped a lot. They dropped a total of 5 possible points so far. So, and Man U has only a total of 3 out of the possible 12. So, I mean, if you're looking at this if you're actually looking at this like across the Premier League, the whole Premier League's been extremely up and down. Like we can't necessarily look at the Premier League as if like how we were looking at it last year. Last year we were necessarily looking at we're just going to run the whole table and win every single game, which is exactly what we did. But I don't think that's necessarily going to happen again this Premier League at all. There's a lot of good teams around, and there's a lot of better teams that have actually strengthened as well. So I'd still be concerned. Like I don't think this is a title that's going to be won with an extraordinary amount of points. I think it's going to be a hard-fought title no matter what, with all these big teams dropping points. I mean, Leeds United comes up and basically has more points than Man City already, and actually played better than in my opinion, played better than Man City yesterday. Again, well, yeah. What do you mean by you have a feeling this is probably going to be crap season overall? Do you think for Liverpool? Because I had the same feeling. I actually thought we were going to end up like 3rd or 4th until we signed Thiago and Jota. But now with them being injured and kind of out, I don't think we're going to win the title. I think we'll end up maybe like 2nd or 3rd, but I still think it's going to be a pretty up and down year. Then again, I think most teams around the league are also saying the same exact thing we're saying. So I think it's like a collectively shared like sense of like, oh wow, this is bad. So yeah, Fabio was our Alexander. Yeah, I would totally agree with you on that. I actually think Fabinho is probably our best center back to have playing there, even with Gomez. I would actually have Fabinho playing there alongside Gomez 100%. I would actually rather him be playing there. I'm not. It's not a knock on Gomez, but I actually think it just allows more versatility in the team, and it allows somebody else to play in the midfield even better to be able to take over that position. How the hell has this even happened? So I'll explain to you how this did happen. Adrian had a very poor ball that was played to Gomez, and then it was just Grealish walked in front of it. It was a really poor ball, and then Grealish passed it to Watkins, and Watkins tapped it in. So Adrian started the absolute madness of a terrible match, as kind of usual. I'm not going to say I'm a sack Adrian person, but I mean, at a certain point, I understand as all Liverpool fans, we have to support our players, but at a certain point, he's got us knocked out of the Champions League. He's also thrown away this match. So, I mean, at a certain point, the bleeding, you got to stop the bleeding somewhere, right? And I think this may be it for him. He gave up that goal from the start. We were trying to go get the goal. We were um, more open at the back than usual. And then the second goal came off of a pretty Trent was caught out of position, which is seemingly happening more and more this year. And they were able to score, and Gomez got beat 1-on-1. The third goal was just an easy, was basically just a very lucky deflection, to be completely honest with you. Check Twitter. Klopp out is trending. That is ridiculous. That Klopp out is trending. That is absolutely bonkers. Oh, and LJ Smith, look, Choppa over here on the YouTube side is Spurs on top. All I'm saying, Choppa, we actually have a lot of Spurs fans here as well. So a lot of good friends as well that are Spurs fans. So after watching the documentary, I have to say I do have a small soft spot for Spurs that don't absolutely hate y'all. So yeah, Man U lost, City draw, Liverpool losing, Barcelona's losing, Atletico tied this break too over the weekend. And then last week you saw that Hoffenheim destroyed Bayern Munich. Also, Dortmund lost last week. It was, I mean, all football has just kind of been an absolute, just ridiculousness, I would have to say. What's my top four prediction? I would have to say for my top four prediction, I I don't know who's going to win the league. I'm going to say it's City because I think they'll eventually figure it out. Um, they do have the better squad. The problem with Tottenham's of the world is the problem is they get hit with injuries. It's really difficult, and they're also in so many competitions. Tottenham itself is in an insane amount of competitions. So I just don't think they're going to be able to win the league. I think I think the top four will be comprised of Liverpool, Man City, Tottenham, and it's one more. And I don't know if it's Chelsea, Arsenal, or Man U. I think Arsenal don't make it. And I think, no, I think Arsenal make it. And I think Chelsea and Man U maybe don't. There's a possibility Chelsea will swap places for that last four spot, but that team doesn't actually look as good as it necessarily should be. I got a question here. You think Everton stays in form? I don't. I think at a certain point they will compete. They'll stay like sixth or seventh, and they'll probably have the best season they'll have in like the history of Everton. But I don't think they'll make top four, and I don't think they'll win the league. I think it'll eventually like drop off. I think they're in an absolute run of form, like playing out of this mind. But you also have to still realize a lot of those games are still giving up a ton of goals. So if they're not able, they're basically just going about it outscoring their opponents, which is fine. But at a certain point, that defense is still suspect. Um, my top four, Choppa says Liverpool, 1, City, Spurs, Chelsea. Yeah, that one could be a pretty good one. Vamos, Aston Villa, Dendy Cheeky. Hey, we all fans are welcome here. So if you're an Aston Villa fan, you are definitely welcome. Chelsea has Pulisic. They're making definitely top four. So yeah, I mean, Kevin, if that's that's a possibility. I think I just think that team has still been looking suspect. I still don't think that team has solved its problems. On the defensive end yet. I think that's really the biggest issue. I think a lot of these teams buy well and they buy big up front, but then they'll necessarily be missing a lot of people on the back end and being able to protect themselves that way. Where are we? When are we back on? Game started at 2:15. It shows so it should be in about a minute or two here, and then we'll be right back to go. Yeah, I think Newcastle is also playing. I forget his name. San Mix Maximum he had an awesome goal the other day. It was absolutely fantastic. And as many of you know, if you're familiar with their streams, I have to take a halftime bathroom break. These Liverpool games make me too nervous, so it's just one of my like awkward tendencies. So I'll be back 2 minutes, real quick. Water as well. right. Yeah, I mean, I do it every time. I don't know how much is in here. I drink a liter of water every single half of whatever sport we're doing. So, I mean, and I've drank water before this. So, I mean, yeah. Um, yes, music and why I love the positivity. I hope this is not the end. Hopefully, we can win this. It would be fantastic if we did. Do you think Bale will perform in Spurs? Chapa, yes. I completely agree with you. I do think, or not agree with you. I do think this. I think Bale is going to do exceptionally well at Spurs. I think the team is set up correctly, and especially with Jose Mourinho as a coach, he knows how good Bale can actually be, and he will get the most out of him. He just needs to get game time and stuff like that under his belt. He's going to be totally fine. I'm not going to say he's going to necessarily go out there and like win the Golden Boot, but I think he's going to like score goals. He's going to be an impact player. I mean, I don't necessarily think he's going to be the leading scorer either, but he's definitely got. I mean, he's going to also command attention on the pitch. That's the other thing you have to understand, right? Like he's going to have people paying attention with him. That's going to open up the goal and the plays for Son, for Kane, for Mora as well to be able to run into those lines. He's going to cause a lot of distractions to allow better things to happen for Tottenham, if that makes sense. And then I think we should be starting ever so shortly once again in a few moments, I think. Checking the time on my side. Okay. Yeah, it should be starting here probably within the next 60 seconds, and then maybe we'll be able to see if Liverpool is going to be able to take this lead. I think I may not be doing it, but I think we'll be also be doing the NBA finals tonight. So tune in for that here on Real Live Sports. It should be game three of the NBA finals. Should be an exciting one. I hope. Well, I personally think the series is over, but that's just how I think. But so we will be doing that later on. Yes, and then we'll have an international break after this match. So there will be no matches in the Premier League, I think, until the 17th of October. Yeah, so then we like skip 1 week and then we'll be back next week for more matches in the Premier League. And as Genwill does say, that is going to be the Merseyside Derby. Thiago Silva and other, or not Thiago Silva, Thiago Alcantara should be back for that match. So we should be back more at full strength. So as Sadio Mane should also be back at full strength, hopefully for that match. And that should be a really fun matchup at the top of the table for the first time in a really long time, and having the Merseyside Derby. Unfortunately, still no fans, but actually Germany has had fans in a lot of their matches, which is pretty cool. They're starting to have 20 to 30,000 fans inside of inside of those massive stadiums. How do we win this game? The main thing for right now is that if we concede one more goal, the game is over. So we cannot concede a goal. That's number one. Number two, we need to get the balls down the wings. That's what been made one of the problems. We're trying to go through the middle too much, and in reality, all we need to be doing is banging in crosses with Robertson and also Arnold at the same time. And that's really what we want to be doing. That's the main focus of it, and we need to take the opportunities when they come. There's been multiple opportunities where we could have scored goals here, but we just haven't been clinical to do it. As you can see here, Taki is going to be coming onto the pitch as a replacement here. Everybody is. Yeah, I mean, at this point we have to defend better in the terms of the season. At this point, we just can't give up a goal. Would you sack Klopp? We are a big club, and this is a bad result. No, I would not sack Klopp. The only way for me if Klopp gets sacked is if we get relegated. I don't, or like we have an awful season, or the dressing room turns on him, or anything like that. I mean, this is a guy that's literally taking us to the Champions League final twice. We've won the Champions League. He brought us our first title, Premier League title in over 30 years. There's no way this guy gets sacked anytime soon. He would have to do something really wrong, in my opinion. And then here, Mings, we will have the start off here. And then Mings will get it. Well, they're trying to keep it inbounds here, and then Liverpool will have to start the siege, hopefully, here to at least get a point out of this. We will need to score 3 more goals. So we'll see how this goes. Andy Robertson will throw in. We have Taki that did come onto the pitch here, so that does change things slightly different. He came on for Naby, which is quite odd because I thought Naby was doing well here, and then Grealish is going to be in here on the edge of the box, plays across in. Gomez gets the ball, finds Taki. Taki back out to Salah. Then to Taki. Taki scoots away from Douglas Luiz and gets fouled. Should probably be a yellow card. And he does receive one. I mean, I'm not sure if I'd agree with the same passion or the 4-year project is over. I mean, I still think I still think as a club and everything and how we are, we're doing well. I mean, we just won the Premier League title. Like, what more can we ask for? I would have to say. And we were coming from a really bad place. I mean, look at where do you want to, like, my response to that is if we sack him, you run the risk of being the same thing as what Man U are, and that you're going to be that for like 3 to 4 years. So I don't necessarily agree with any Klopp out talk right now or anything like that. I think that's kind of outrageous, to be honest with you. Salah here is going to be onto the ball, get it to Arnold, then to Salah as well. Salah's going to cut in. Fabinho. Back to Gomez. Then to Van Dijk. Joe Gomez is going to play a diagonal that does find its way to Andy Robertson. I almost thought it didn't, and then he's going to find Jota. Jota's going to play a ball in here, but it's going to be cut out. Robertson with another cross, too much on the cross. It's going to go out of play for a Aston Villa throw-in at the corner flag. Why can't we attract big players? We won the league. Who do you, Kevin, who do you think we've not attracted that we should have bought? And I'll tell you exactly the reason of why we probably didn't buy him. Thiago Alcantara is also a world-class footballer and has won more titles than we have ourselves in the past 10 years. So I actually think he's a massive name. I think he actually turned down the contract from Bayern Munich. But yeah, I mean, if you have a question of why we aren't buying other players, go for it. Please bring it up because I'll be more than happy to discuss that. And then Van Dijk ends up fouling, I think, Grealish there. I don't think it was Van Dijk. It was Firmino. Apologies. So your question, 1 second, 220,000 times 52. Yeah, so Koulibaly from Napoli, I'll explain to you right now his exact reason. He gets paid $11.5 million a year, so that puts him on over 220,000 euros a year as well. In the current Liverpool wage structure, that would most likely put him above Salah and also Van Dijk. Jota does end up winning the ball here, but an unfortunate foul is called. So that puts him above the category of, so that puts him in around 2,200,000 euros a week. Van Dijk and Salah make 250 or 200, and they're our highest paid players and most likely our best players as well. So that means to get Koulibaly from Napoli, you would have to offer him probably 250 or 300 to even entice him. That means that Van Dijk, Salah, and the rest of the squad are now looking at a new defender that's making 300K, and they're going to go to the club. Why aren't we making that much money? So that's exactly the reason why we can't sign them. There's a whole wage structure and how the club is actually run. There's a lot more to it than just buying players and throwing money at them. I mean, there's way more. Like Jota, we're able to buy him because he's not asking an exorbitant amount in wages that's going to disrupt the squad. Same thing with Thiago. We just paid his same Bayern Munich wages, which were around 200, and he's still same caliber player and a world class player like Van Dijk and Asala. So the wage makes sense. So that's kind of the explanation. No, I would not sell Firmino. Firmino does way more things on the pitch than just score goals. If you were watching a few days ago, I think it was 3 or 4 goals that we scored against in our last win again, or it was in the Arsenal match. He was responsible for basically 2 of those goals, but didn't directly assist or score any of those. But if it wasn't for him, we would not have scored those goals. Yeah, I mean the core of the team is the core as Genwo says, like the core of the team is there to like build upon. You have Allison, you have Van Dijk, you have Fabinho in the midfield, and you have a really good front three. Like everything around it is really good. You just need to change a few pieces here and there, and also bring competition in the squad. One of the main reasons why I didn't think we were going to play well this season was because we didn't buy anybody. It's like when we didn't buy anybody, you could see that all the midfielders and everybody kind of felt like they were getting comfortable. They weren't trying as hard. So I think adding the competition has helped a lot. This is just kind of I'm not going to say this is a 1-game bad apple, but it's also, this game was caused by the Adrian mistake from the beginning. I don't think this is a representation of exactly where the entire club or the players are right now, if that makes sense at all. And yes, thank you. Yeah, welcome, James. Appreciate the comments. Thank you very much. And well, if you are enjoying even the scoreline, hey, if you're an Aston Villa fan or Liverpool fan, but if you guys are enjoying the content or anything like that, you can just hit the subscribe button on YouTube, and that'll notify you when we go live. And then the follow button on Twitch. Just hit those, and you'll always know when we go live. We do a lot of different sports. We do Premier League. We do, and then here, Aston Villa is almost going to get in behind there, but Adrian picks up the ball. We do all types of sports. So just if you want to know when we go live, hit the subscribe or follow button. So thank you very much. Appreciate everybody in chat hanging out and making this somewhat of a pretty painful 4-1 game not feel as painful as it necessarily should be if I was sitting on my couch. Welcome back, Sergeant Found You. Here, Arnold looking gets it to Minamino. So we're only really playing a 2-man midfield sort of with Fabinho and Gini. Taki playing more of, it's almost like a front 4 we're almost playing, or Taki sitting in behind Firmino. Robertson's going to get the ball in here, and then it's going to go onto the chest of Firmino, and then a weird ball is played back by Aston Villa. They're trying to clear. Villa continues to clear. And Vaman Vash, thank you very much for the follow on, or the subscription on YouTube. Thank you very much. Appreciate you hanging out and enjoying the content. Who do you think have the best front 3 in the PL? Interesting, actually. It's a very interesting point. I'm not exactly sure. I would say we still have it. I'm just trying to think of other front 3s that are better than us. I guess if you took like the Aubameyang, Lacazette, and like maybe Pepe, that's maybe as good as ours, but maybe not. Chelsea possibly once they get better, I would have to say. They're not exactly there yet, but Pulisic, Werner, and Havertz, even though nobody really knows what Havertz is just yet, if he's a winger or not, but that is a pretty good front 3. Spurs, if you say Kane, Son, Bale, is a really good front 3 as well. I still don't know if that's better than Salah, Mane, Firmino, but it's really good. I mean, it puts them up there in competition, as Ross Barkley's going to take a shot, and it's going to be deflected and in. So it's 5-1 to Aston Villa in this game. 100% will now be out of reach from Liverpool here. And that will be it. This will be the first Liverpool loss, I think, since last season. Once again, another deflected goal here. I I mean, I don't really know what to say when these goals are deflected. I mean, he has too much time to shoot, but I mean the goals it's deflected off of Arnold's foot there, and it just ends up going right over. It ends up going right over Adrian. It actually was going a completely different direction. It seemed like it was actually going to be completely fine, and then yeah, it ricocheted, and it's 5-1 to Aston Villa here. Wow, chat's actually just like blowing up real quick. Sorry. Yeah, it's a very tough game moment we need. Yeah, and this is what I've said also earlier too, James. Like not having Thiago and not having Mane, and especially games like this are extremely difficult. It's hard. We don't really have any sort of outlet. Jota and the other players are good, but Mane is like those are absolute creators. Do you play soccer, football in real life? Yes, I do play just in my sparing time, just for fun, here and there, but nothing necessarily like at a competitive or like extreme level. Yeah, that it's also it's the circumstances we come into the game too. James, you're completely right. Thiago being out, Mane being out with COVID, but I mean the squad itself. No, the foot tapping's over. Found you. I'm not nervous. I've accepted our fate at this point, and no, I don't work on the weekends. Thankfully, this is my work. So yeah, technically I'm working. So the no, but I agree. I think just the situation, but still, this is a team, this is a strong enough team, in my opinion, to where we can go to Villa and still get a game, right? So it it's a lot of outside factors, but we still, no matter what, should be getting beat this hard. I think where we've ended up in the game as Ross Barkley cuts into the box and it definitely hits his hand. So hopefully that, okay, well, the referee will play the advantage. Mike Dean will do that there. Um, I miss Allison already. Yeah, Allison is. I mean, Allison is not having Allison is one of the biggest problems ever. It's basically saying like what happens when you lose a top three player in the world, or like when you lose a LeBron James. I mean, it's kind of like that's kind of that's sort of the difference. Like he's that good um, in his moments and in his positions. He saved us so many times. He won us the Arsenal game. That Arsenal game could have been way worse. The Chelsea game could have been way worse with him. Genie plays a nice ball here for Robertson that will make it to the corner flag, unfortunately, and then Cash will clear it out. Do you follow NFL also? Yes, we do. We do a lot of NFL streams as well. We actually have on our Twitch side, James Shepard. We also have a Twitch channel, and on that side, we will be doing the Thursday night football games all live stream. So you can actually watch the game on our channel with our commentary. And there, the ball is ricocheted around into the box, but no Liverpool players able to get a foot on it to put it into the net. I like to think that's a Man U fan that's just as passionate about watching Man U as football fans, just like you watching other matches. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Again, well, yeah, Chop, I agree. I think we've needed a second keeper for an extremely long amount of time. I've never thought Adrian was really necessarily that great. I'm actually pretty disappointed that Simon Mignolet, granted, he did make a lot of mistakes, but he would have been a pretty good second choice keeper. I think his wages and the fact that he wanted to play more, he plays now in his local club Bruges. So it's still, I mean, it would have been nice. We definitely need a better second keeper or somebody, because you can't be put into a game where basically you're going to go a goal down just because you have another um, goalkeeper. Yeah, if you're an Eagles fan, rough time right now is for sure. As Salah's in behind here, and Salah will be able to get one goal back. Really nice play there. Being able to get the ball slotted in through the defenders right there, and then Salah's going to get his second goal of the game here for his brace. It was a nice win in midfield there, and then the ball fell to Firmino, and then Firmino to Salah with a nice goal. So all the Firmino haters out there in chat, there you go. Firmino picked up the ball off of a rebound and slotted Salah in perfectly for the goal there. Yeah, Hart isn't. He's a. I think he's fine backup, but I don't think he's definitely not someone that should be starting. And then Gomez here is going to come off the pitch. Most likely, Fabinho is going to go in for center back, and then Curtis Jones will move into the midfield there. So yeah, if you are interested in the NFL and your game's playing on Thursday Night Football, drop a follow or a subscription on like the Twitch side or on the YouTube, and then you'll know. So then you can watch the game with us there. We will be doing those streams, which are extremely exciting because we actually even get to show the game, which is sweet. Oh no, we're gonna get a 5-2 song made on us. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure somebody's gonna make a song out of this. And then as the Aston Villa player there, John McGinn just kind of falls over, who actually should have been penalized earlier into the in the match, I would have to say, for a foul on Salah in the box. Yeah, Jota just kind of gives him a little nudge in the back, and he just falls over, just like that, just like a little touch, and he falls. Ball in here from Villa. Mings. No. Adrian gets there. Then Adrian's going to roll it out for Curtis, but rolls it out literally exactly where John McGinn was. And it was a turnover. Really bad play again there. Once again from Adrian. Bad decision. Mings is going to be at the edge of the box. Plays a nice cross in, but it will go out of play. Once again, Adrian playing us into more trouble than it really should. I hate to say it feels like I'm really harping on him, like roasting him a lot, and I know as a Liverpool supporter, we should always support our players and everything like that. But at a certain point, like you just need to be called out for your mistakes, and it's tough to watch at this point. There's just a lot of mistakes coming out from Adrian and from the goal. Fabinho now with center back. So I think I forget who I was speaking to in chat, but this is kind of what we were talking about that we actually were doing it, and we both did actually thought it worked better with Fabinho playing as center back instead of Gomez. So Klopp thinking the same thing, and I think that's probably what he may be doing moving forward. May give us more control in the midfield. Yeah, exactly. Found you. It's going to be pretty tough when you just have to ignore the other fans out there, right? Whatever you don't read or don't see, it doesn't affect you. So Taki with a nice turn there is going to find Salah, and then Arnold plays a ridiculously long cross-field ball that will go out of play to Robertson, and then Robertson will throw it back in. Yeah, and it seems like a lot of teams, especially, I mean, Liverpool as well, have been hit with coronavirus. Napoli as well. Napoli said they were not going to travel to Juventus this weekend due to local authorities telling them that they were not allowed to due to the COVID within Napoli themselves and in the squad. So COVID affecting a lot of places around the world and also some world leaders as well. So stay safe out there and do what you need to do. And Cash took one in the marbles there. Does not look comfortable. And Alexander, yeah, I agree with you. I think it's a pretty interesting Firmino playing Cam is a pretty interesting role for him. I do think the striker false nine having the wingers be able to like go off him is the best. I think the way how he's used right now is really good. I think Taki could almost like slot in front of him or right behind him and be even better. And then Ross Barkley is maybe going to be able to take this down to be able to take a shot, but he's not going to be able to control it. Fabinho now clears away. Ball falls here to Grealish. Fabinho. Still everybody trying to figure out what to do with the ball. Then Salah gets it. Salah gets it there, and then Firmino plays a poor pass to Jota. I think Jota thought he was going to play him in behind, but Firmino played it to feet. Oh, we won't get relegated. Don't worry. Firmino is trying to run onto that ball there from Jota, and then we'll end up fouling um, the Aston Villa defender there who decided to take his own dive to the floor. It's so funny sometimes when people fall over. It's hilarious when you watch the replay. Like literally no contacts made and they just fall over. I don't. That's the thing I've never understood. Like I've played football, soccer, whatever you want to necessarily call it before, and like people have made contact with me, but I've never actually just like wanted to fall down. Like I don't understand how you just like make yourself fall down. Like I feel like that's just so counterintuitive for the brain. Here, Watkins, and then gets into Grealish. They're going to be on the edge of the box here. Grealish is going to take a shot, and once again, another deflected goal for Aston Villa. It will be 6-2 to Liverpool. That is 3 deflected goals now for Aston Villa. I mean, at this point, it's just kind of comical, right? This is just kind of ridiculous. How many more deflected goals can you have? I just don't really understand. It's absurd. I mean, this has got to be the yeah. This has got to be the most like unlucky, or someone's got to have a stat of the most deflected goals in a game. Like this is nuts. It's crazy how unlucky. I've never seen this before. I mean, if you get rid of the deflected goals, this game's 3-2, and we're still in it, right? Like I don't. It's kind of crazy. We got so unlucky. It's not even like we're playing that badly either. We're not playing like awfully. I mean, we're not playing good. I'll tell you that for sure. But we're not playing like bad. But hey, I mean, this is tough here. I'm not gonna lie. Grealish again. Now, all Aston Villa's players here just want to kick it at Liverpool players to score. I guess the best. We might, though. 90% of people in my school are Liverpool supporters. The teacher will bully the ones who don't support Liverpool. That is quite funny. That is also kind of ridiculous as well. Don't support bullying in any aspect, but there goes my FPL. I have 2 Liverpool defenders. Yeah. Oh, that's tough, man. That is really tough. In my FPL, I have Son, so I'm flying high still. He's been playing so well for me. Here, Milner's going to be replaced for Firmino. I think at this point, Klopp just wants to take off some of the more senior players and get the young, get some fresh legs on and save the legs for afterwards. Oh, you got Robertson and Trent. I think the other thing with Trent, actually, I take that back. I don't think they have any assists today. Robertson almost scored. No, I don't think. Yeah, you're not going to get any points. It's just going to be negative for that. It's crazy how we're almost relegated and now almost thriving. Yeah, sometimes it just takes a club to be able to like get over that little hump, get that confidence, and be like, wow, we can actually do this, and get together and continue moving forward. They also had some really good signings. Ross Barkley just being one of them, and he's come on and made a really good impact on the pitch. And also being able to keep track Grealish was huge for them. I mean, he's a fantastic player, someone that could have been bought by like a Manchester United or Chelsea type thing. Oh, and contemplating me. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody could have ever predicted Watkins getting a hat trick against Liverpool. So I think playing Danny Ings is a pretty safe bet. Also, Ings, I mean, week in week out, the man's banging in goals, so it's not like a can't really fault that. It's going to be hindsight 2020 on that one. Robertson plays that ball out of play. It's going to be an Aston Villa throw here. 33 people triple cap. Is that Sadesh? Is that like in the whole world? That's how many people have done it? Because that's pretty crazy if that's true. They're so lucky. That's absolutely hilarious. I didn't triple captain Son. I think when he had his hat trick 2 weeks ago, but I had gotten he was basically the only reason I did well that week, um, which was kind of funny. Oh, and thank you very much for the sub or for the follow on Twitch here from Oles at the Wheel 8908. So I don't know if you're a Man U fan or you're just trolling Man U, but that's great. Welcome to the channel. He says, hi, Liverpool and Aston Villa fans. Yes, hello. I don't know if you're here to troll the Liverpool fans or if you're making fun of Man U with your name, but hey, I love the name. Love the name, and thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Yeah, Rodriguez is playing actually out of his mind recently for Everton here as well. I have to say, Rodriguez has been an exceptional player coming back into the Premier League and playing for Ancelotti. As in, Robertson will throw the ball in here to Jota. I feel like I haven't really called much of this game at all in the second half. Just been more talking to everybody in chat because I think we all know this game's kind of gone a little bit. Then Watkins should totally be called for offsides here. There's no way he was not on the halfway line. And then Adrian makes a good stop there with his left foot. Credit where credit is due. Adrian made a good stop, but I think he was offside to begin with there from the start. Curtis Jones gets a nice ball here to Taki, and then Taki's going to be able to find Milner running down the right. Gets it to Salah. Salah's going to run at the defense. Taki plays an overhead ball for Salah. It doesn't find anybody. But I think he's like just offside by like literally a hair, but he's definitely offside. Yeah, he's offside, but he's like barely offside. That was really close. Yeah, Alexander. Yeah, I agree. Man, you and Liverpool fans, yeah, we can't talk about this. Not today. Why put Adrian in goal? Adrian is in goal due to Alisson's shoulder strain. So the shoulder strain from Alisson kept him out of the match. I would have rather played the match with this strained shoulder or a dislocated shoulder of Alisson. I'd rather play Alisson if he has a broken arm, to be 100% honest with you at this point, because he won't kick it to the other team. Then there's Arsenal fans can't make of Spurs fans. Yeah, I guess so. That is true. I do love the banter and chat we have here. And then Ross Barkley tried to put Genie in the spin cycle, but Genie too good for it. Half an Alisson is better than a full Adrian. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Aston Villa with the cross in here, and then it'll fall to Van Dijk, and Van Dijk clears. Curtis Jones is going to try to push forward here, and then get it to Milner. Milner is still only literally. Milner ends up finding Salah on the right wing. Arnold with the overlap. Eventually, no, nothing. And the ball, then nothing happens. It just gets kind of ticked away from Salah's feet there and falls to the Emilio Martinez to pick it up. My granddad is taking the miss. He supports Man U. He emailed. That is very funny. Do I support a particular NFL franchise? I'm a Steelers fan, so we're not playing this week due to COVID and everything like that. All my teams have gotten absolutely destroyed by COVID. Liverpool and and the Steelers. Well, the Steelers not really. They didn't get destroyed by it. They just got affected by it. But I'm a Steelers fan. My brother also, who's the one typing in chat, is Real Life Sports. He does a lot of the co-commentary as well. He's a Pats fan. And also a big Duke basketball fan. So like I said, we do like a whole bunch of a hodgepodge of different sports. Kevin Gabari says delete the club. I don't agree with that, but hey, to each their own. Try to be as positive as possible. I think this is one of those losses you just have to look at and just move on with and move past it. It's a tough loss and a bad loss. Grealish is in here. He's going to be one-on-one with Adrian. Grealish chips it 7-2 Aston Villa. That one's not a deflective goal. That one's definitely not a deflected goal. That one's actually a pretty legit goal. I mean, but that one was so easy. It was off of a throw in. I feel like everybody saw it. Once the ball was picked up, it just played one ball in behind. And we're so far up the pitch to try to actually like win the match. Yeah, Arnold's caught out of position there and they're not on the halfway line. Yeah, it's kind of on Arnold for being out of position there. The one good thing about this that I could see is maybe most likely will be a good wake up call for us. 100%. I mean, you can see some people are really livid, and hopefully, when they walk into the dressing room, things will be a little different there. So hopefully, that'll be good. But I mean, you look at this; it's still one loss. We've won 3 matches so far, one loss in the season. We're still going to be in the top four, still doing well. We're still ahead of Man U. We're still ahead of Spurs. We're still ahead of Man City. We're still ahead of most of the other clubs. We're still going to be ahead of Chelsea. So I mean, this is not the worst thing in the world. There's a lot of other teams, a lot of other of the top 6 squads that have already dropped points. This is the first time we're dropping points. So you can make a big deal about it being 7-2 or whatever you want, but at the end of the day, the only thing that I look at this and I just see 3 points dropped, and we've only dropped 3 points out of all the other games, and other big clubs that we're competing with for the title have already dropped points. So all in all, I don't think this is. I don't think this is like there should be an overreaction here. I'm sure the media and people will freak out about it, but that's fine. Would you rather sign a new second keeper or play the third keeper? At this point, I would just play the third keeper. I think the window's about to close. I think in um, um, I think that one is I think Kelleher is our backup keeper. I don't think we loaned him out. So, but I've heard he's pretty good. I don't know much about it, but at this point, I'd rather just get a good second place goalkeeper and make sure he can play between the sticks and play when Adrian's not playing or when Allison's not playing. Can't wait for the FTW videos after this. I don't know what FTW besides for the win means, so I'll leave it at that. I know that one's a nice year. Minamino picks out a ball here for Salah. Salah's going to be into the box. Salah's probably going to think about shooting. Rolls it back for Minamino. Takes a shot. It finds Mings. Mings blocks. Milner's going to put something up at the back post. Not the greatest cross in the world. Genie's going to be able to play it over to Van Dyke. It'll end up back to Curtis Jones. Oh, FNG football this week. Arnold here is going to have the cross. Arnold crosses with the header. Jota's not able to put that one away there. Oh yeah, James. If we're switching to American football here, yeah, that match is gonna that game is going to be pretty difficult. I've missed all the 1 o'clock match games, so I actually have no idea what's been happening in football since we've been watching this. I also still have half of my sandwich to eat. Looks pretty good, right, chat? It's not that bad. Little guacamole, little turkey bacon, and eggs there on rye bread. So it's pretty good. I'm gonna eat that after these. Looks moldy. It's not moldy. Don't worry. How does that look moldy? To each their own. It tastes great. Guacamole is great. Thank you, James. It's funny how some people say one will say it's moldy and the other one says it looks good. So I appreciate that. McGinn plays the ball here once again. That Trent, and then Trent plays a long ball here for Jota, and Jota continued to be fighting, continue to go, which you got to respect that. He isn't necessarily. The other thing is too, it's like I would give like I'm sure a lot of people or Taki's going to pick the ball up. It's going to fall to Taki. He crosses it. He's not able to get anything. I'm sure some people are going to say like, oh, what do you think player ratings and all that type of stuff. I think it's pretty difficult to like rate players in this in this in general. Also on Twitch, in the Twitch chat, just there's no need to go back and forth. Just relax. I would have to say, looks undercooked. What could possibly something in? So the eggs are undercooked. The turkey bacon's undercooked. What could possibly be undercooked in a bacon, egg, and cheese? Or I guess bacon, guac, and cheese, I guess, but hey. Jordan Henderson looking on there. McGinn plays a ball out here to Grealish. Grealish just having his absolute field day. He's going to play it back to McGinn. Plays across. Gets deflected out by Adrian. Good goalkeeping. And another shot in. Deflected. That one doesn't actually end up going into the net. I would Liverpool. I mean, the game started off. The game pretty much was over for me when Adrian passed the ball to Aston Villa. Basically, for the same, it was a really bad back pass. It started the game off really poorly. We started off on the back foot, always trying to play the ball forward and attack and go forward, and that kind of just left us exposed. We got caught out on a few one-on-ones, and they were able to score. There were also 3 deflected goals that we had nothing to do about. So that was, I mean, that's also just kind of luck. There was a penalty call that was missed earlier in the game on Salah too. So, I mean, it's just a whole combination of things. Just in general, this has been a pretty poor Liverpool performance. We haven't played, this hasn't been the worst Liverpool I've ever seen Liverpool play during a COP era. I just also think like the scoreline's not really indicative of how the game's gone. When you have 3 deflected goals, it's just kind of like it's luck in that sense. So it's kind of fine. Yeah, and again, I that's what I agree with. I mean, that's my perspective. It's like one of those bad days at the office. Like you can all get upset about things happening, this and that, but I mean, like we've also had bad performances last year, and we still went on to like win the league. We also had bad performances in the Champions League, and we went on to win the Champions League. I think like some people don't like need to be reminded of that. So you can't always have like you can't win every single game. Like some teams are going to lose like every single game. And no matter what the score line is, it still doesn't matter. We won the league and we also won the Champions League 2 years ago. So like we're getting better. It's still a work in progress. We're not a finished product. You're embarrassed that Chelsea lost to Liverpool? I don't think Chelsea's very good, so I wouldn't be that embarrassed, to be honest with you. I mean, Chelsea also went 3-1 down, 3-0 down to West Brom, and you also should have lost that game because you got lucky on a handball call that was missed, that was not called by VAR. So, and then as Aston Villa hits the post there, as Ross Barkley is also going to, Grealish is going to take a shot here. All the Aston Villa players are queuing up for shots here. John McGinn's going to play in the cross here, and it's going to go to the back post, but is whiffed. And then Jota is going to end up picking up the ball right there. I mean, Kevin, I don't understand what your like point is, or like history makers. I'm not talking about history or anything like that. I'm talking about pure fact that happened literally like a year ago. We won the Champions League and we also won the league. It's not history. That's pure what's happened literally the other day. So I don't really understand that. Also, if that's coming from a Chelsea fan, Yeah, I don't under, that makes even less sense. Yeah, Alexandre. Yeah, I'm avoiding. So yeah, I'm not going to go on Liverpool Twitter or anything like that. I mean, you just see it how ridiculous it is in this chat sometimes, and in Twitch chat, it's like there's no reason I need to be anywhere near this. I would totally agree with that one set, 100%. You also take into consideration, yeah. I mean, they still haven't conceded a goal all season yet. I mean, this we've said it. We can say it however many times you want, but I mean, Villa's not. It's not a terrible team. They played well last year. They played well last season. I mean, yes, they were going to get relegated, but they have some good talent. It's another year in the Premier League. They don't have to worry about relegation. I mean, they're a good squad. Milner with a nice crunching tackle there. The only one seemingly going out there and trying. Fabinho still diving into tackles as well. Ball is going out of play. And then I think it'll end up be coming in for an Aston Villa throw, and Aston Villa will throw the ball in here soon. Yeah, thank you. It's the fantastic way to put it, Gedwell. Exactly. 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 They Aston Villa took their chances well when we didn't. I mean, there were multiple chances that we could have scored in the first half as well. We didn't. I mean, they took their chances and we weren't able to be clinical, and they were clinical about them. And they also got deflections and it ended up in the net, but they still took the shots and they still technically were clinical about it. So yeah, I don't. You can't necessarily say the score line is indicative when possession stats like show it 75-20%. Like that's not necessarily something obviously happened, right? So but I think there's I'm not going to say there's explanation or excuse for every single thing, but there are problems and there are holes that we need to fix, but they're not things that I would have to say like you have to break up the team or anything outrageous like that. Yeah, I don't necessarily think it reacts. I don't necessarily know how it really works for the psyche of the players. We're also going on an international break pretty much right after this too, right? So it's kind of difficult when you're um it's difficult because it's like you lose and then you go out on break. So like, do you actually end up remembering and thinking about this? Does it have a lasting impact? Because you're not really with the squad all that much. Maybe it does, and I hope it does. But I mean, there's been multiple times you've seen Van Dyke just absolutely going off and yelling. Like this is not. I think they understand this is not indicative of the performance that they wanted. I think after the break, maybe they're maybe going to have it going well. Um, and also, Sergeant found you and Oles at the wheel. Just please keep it like nice between you. There's if you're going to be an individual that is going to be talking to someone and making them leave, we're going to ban you because then you made us lose a follower and didn't help us gain a follower. Understand that, please. Moving forward. Lewis scored full goals. Oh, it's at the Bayern. This was that today. I may have missed that match. I haven't caught up. And then Aston Villa is going to be in here. Oh, Fabinho almost got into the blender right there. 100%. Grealish gets the ball there as well. Hey, all I'm saying is to be nice to each other. I'm not saying anything else. Yes, Ollie Woodhall. Yes, that it is. It is tough. I mean, there's no way to like hide or really like get away with it. I mean, yeah, it's tough. It's a tough loss, unfortunately. Something we're gonna have to deal with and move forward with as well. But if you guys have been enjoying the stream or enjoying the commentary or anything like that, or the ideas or the conversation or anything like that, please drop a follow on the Twitch side of things and a subscribe on the YouTube. It is free and you'll be notified when we go live. We do NFL games. We'll be broadcasting Thursday night football games as well. We'll continue doing the Liverpool games too. We do the NBA finals, but that's almost coming out to a close. So there will be no more of that. But please, if you enjoy the stream or anything like that, just drop a follow or subscribe on the YouTube or Twitch side of things. As Salah moves into the pitch here and is going to get fouled about 30 yards outside of the box there, and it'll be a yellow card for the Liverpool play for the Aston Villa. Yeah, we try to make it as it's tough to make a 7-2 loss or something like that exciting or fun, and just just trying our best. I guess this shows this is a commentator's true emotions. I guess to be able to understand. Arnold's going to be able to size up this one here. He's going to consider taking it maybe to bring it back into a little more reputable score line. And we'll see Arnold with the hit, and it's not going to get through the Villa wall. Grealish possibility to be able to go on the side. No, Jota is going to be dispossessed there by Barkley. Oh yeah, and it's not the rival fans thing. It's on the YouTube side. You guys are good. I wasn't talking to anybody of y'all. It was just stuff in Twitch chat, so don't worry about it. Shaqiri. So Alexander, it's actually pretty interesting. Shaqiri actually may be off. That's why he was left out of the squad the other day. He actually may not be playing. He may be actually looking for another club, and another club may be actually interested in him and interested in buying him. So that's actually the reasoning of why we have not seen that much Shaqiri recently. And also because he was getting a hair transplant, which is also kind of hilarious, but that happens. Aston Villa maybe trying to put on a little more pain here for the Liverpool fans and put up one more goal. Okay, good. Thank you, Sergeant. I appreciate that. Now you guys can all enjoy the chat together. It's going to be going up in the air here, and eventually the whistle will be called. It is now official. 7-2 to Aston Villa. The only words Klopp had to say was, wow. The pain is over, and we will be able to hang out with this pain as well. We are still fifth. We are still tied on points with most of the teams. We're actually tied with second place, still with 9 points. Goal difference obviously being the difference there, but we're still fine in terms of how the Premier League moving forward or anything like that is. So that's still not something I would necessarily worry about. And someone said we're sixth. No, we're still fifth. We're tied. We're still tied with Villa, Leicester, and Arsenal. We still have 2 more points in Tottenham and Chelsea. And we also are still 5 points ahead of Manchester City. And we are also 7 points ahead of Man U. So we are, or 6 points ahead of Man U. So we are still fine in general of how the title race is going. The pain is over. Time to get sober over the result. No, I'm about to get the opposite of sober at this point. So to not remember this result. Thank you very much for everybody that was joining us. And yes, James Shepard, we're going to be doing those MFL streams starting on Thursday. It's going to be Thursday night football. Literally watch the screen, and then we'll be commentating. We'll have the whole crew there. We have 3 people. I think our crew is 3 people for Friday night football or for Thursday night football. So thanks so much, everybody. Really appreciate it as always, and have a nice, blessed day. Take care.